question is, when staring at your big goal and it seems like a massive elephant that you can't conquer, what will you do? Well, that's the question, and this podcast, Eat Your Elephant, is here to help you to find the answer that will keep you moving forward and making progress. Because you can eat your elephant one bite at a time. I'm your host, Nick Macy, and let's dive right in.
Well, hello there. Glad you're here and joining in today. That is awesome. That means that you're interested in achieving the goals that you have for your life. Because honestly, it's your life. You know, it's up to you to make sure that you're doing the things necessary and possible to make it what you want it to be so that you can have the life that you want to have. It will take some hard work and some effort, some being intentional and some diligence, but you can do it. You know, and one of my goals is to have a podcast to help with that, which is why this podcast is here. And one thing that you can do to really help me out with that goal is to go to nickmacy.com/survey. All I want to know is what your number one biggest challenge is when it comes to conquering your goal. That way I can get to know you a little bit and make sure that this podcast, the material and what we talk about here is on topic and as helpful as possible. Just go to nickmacy.com/survey. I really appreciate it. And today, this episode is about being distracted, and using some triggers. So, have you ever been distracted, off track from what you're doing? Well, I kind of laugh a little bit when I ask that question. I think just about everybody has. I know I certainly have a lot. But have you ever been in a moment where you're focused and you're being productive, and then the next moment it's like boom, you're way off track? Maybe you caught yourself watching a cat video or scrolling Instagram, or just about anything that's distracting you from what you should be doing or what you were doing. I said I've been there a lot. It happens. You get distracted really quick. There's so many different stimuli and all this different information coming at us from a million different ways nowadays that, pretty much all of marketing is trying to get us distracted. Everything wants to distract and take our attention. But now, thankfully, there's some methods out there that can be really simple to help get you back on track. Now, what's really interesting about being distracted is that sometimes not long after starting to get distracted, and going down that rabbit hole, there's a slight moment where I notice that I'm distracted. And it's in that exact moment that I notice that I'm distracted that I have all this power to be able to change that and get back on track. And I believe that you do too, because once we start to get, when we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and we're being productive or making progress, and once we get distracted, it's like that little thought in the back of my mind of, ooh, I'm distracted, or ooh, I should be doing something else. But we continue on doing what we're doing, in that distraction because of whatever it is entertaining or captivating and, well, distracting. But it's in that moment that we realize that we're distracted. That's where we have this power. And that's where I wanted to talk about using a trigger to get back on track. And I really forget where I first heard this from. It was years ago. But using a trigger to get back on track and to get focused is really, really helpful. And so the moment that you notice that you're off track or not focused, that is the exact moment to use this technique, and you got to do it right then, right in that split-second moment. And that's when it's really powerful, or at least it is for me, and it helps to get me back on track. So all I do is I use go, G-O exclamation point. I use the audible command go to tell myself to get back on track. Now, yeah, this might sound a little dumb. It is not complicated or complex, confusing, difficult to do. All I have to do is do it. And it is so powerful, and it's really kind of interesting. The moment I realize that I'm scrolling the internet or I'm way off track on not working on a project that I should be working on, and I'm not doing what really my future self would want me to do to make progress on the goals that I'm striving to achieve, that I want to achieve for my life, when I'm off track, if I say go out loud, then I know what it means. That word go is telling me to get back on track and go do what I should be doing. For some reason, and I don't know the mechanics of it, but saying it out loud is really helpful. It's the audible command of me telling myself to go get back on track. And I said, for me, it's most powerful if I do it exactly when I realize I'm off track, when that fleeting thought goes through my mind, when it's not even me contemplating of what I should be doing or why or anything, when it's just that split second thought of, wow, I'm not doing what I should be doing, I'm not on track. I use the audible command at that exact moment out loud. Now, it's more powerful out loud, but when I say it out loud and I actually hear the words coming back to me, that is when I'm like, oh, I'm going to get back. And then boom, back on doing what I should be doing. I don't think about it. I don't contemplate, the ifs, ands, whats, or hows. It's just the audible command as soon as I realize I'm off track. Now, yes, it might sound a little dumb or a little weird or simple or whatever. So why even say anything at all? Why not just get back on track when you notice that you're distracted? I don't know. You can. If you don't struggle with getting off track or being distracted, then you might just be able to just go from one thing to the next and stay zeroed in and focused the whole time. Or if you get distracted, as soon as you notice it, you instantly get back on track and you're productive again. Maybe that's you. Okay, then maybe this episode's not the most helpful one. I'm sorry. But this is something that really, really helps me. For some reason, it's far more effective for me and helpful to get back on track, and it makes it so much easier and faster if I use the out loud audible command to tell myself to do it. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be busy your whole entire life and you're always doing stuff to being productive. If you're intentionally taking a break, then cool. Use the break. Enjoy some relaxation. Like if you're scrolling the internet and just saying, hey, I'm going to take 10 minutes and just enjoy myself, then fine, do that. Don't use this trigger at that time. Use this trigger when you're planning and you want to be being productive and you just happen to get distracted. That's when I say use this trigger. Breaks and rest are great. Use them. And then when it's time to be productive and it's time to be moving forward towards your goals, do that then too. Speaking about moving toward goals, go to nickmazy.com/survey. Tell me about your number one biggest challenge to your goals, and let this podcast help you move toward conquering them. All right. Thanks for listening. Take care. And I'll talk to you next time about not giving up on you.